Microphone check. 1, 2, what is it? It's the middle-aged man who thinks he sounds exquisite. Okay, back at it again. After a hiccup from last week, I had forgot to keep my weekly routine on the recording tip. But not today. Today I'm going to get it done. And no topic again as far as it goes. I have a few things formulated in my mind, and I will actually get these more structured in the future. But the thing that I'm kind of been thinking about over this last week, one of the things I've been able to do using my PKMS, Personal Knowledge Management System, mine's is Obsidian, countless varieties out there, is I've been actually putting in 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 lines that allows me to differentiate each day. One of the things that they don't talk about as you start getting into a routine and systemizing is that the more you wake up at the same time, the more you go to the gym, the more you do your job, the more you have a system for your job, the more you have your routine when you leave from your job, the more you come to your house and do the routine that you do, and you get yourself ready for the evening activities, and as you prepare yourself for bed, each day begins to mirror each other. Some days you'll meet somebody at work and you'll say good morning, and you don't even know if you said it to them or not, if you kind of really fall into your routine, especially if your sleep is a little less than spectacular, which mine happens to be on days that end in A and Y. So that's another conversation for a later time. But now I'm actually starting to put little lines in on my daily notes that allow me to be able to go back now, and I can remember each one. Now, when I move to the next level, I'll actually have a picture, and of course, a picture is worth 1,000 little lines. Maybe not 1,000, because you might have 5 or 6, 7 words in a line, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. So having a picture allows you to capture what that particular day is, and I think that there's a lot of benefit from being able to do that. So right now I'm just doing the notes as far as to remember, and I'm still working on my plan and things of that nature, but it's now just enjoying each little day. So when I look at my weekly review, which I'll be doing tonight, I'll be able to look at each little thing and remember, okay, I remember on that day it was that, and on this day is that, and now I'm actually starting to build that up. So I'm looking forward to that being a more routine part of what I do. And it's also cool now because I have the Activity Watch program activated in my Windows system, and it monitors my activities on what I'm doing without me actually having to put in what I did. It just monitors it based off of cookie sessions and log scripts that track all of our activities. We all have those on our operating systems. It's just whether or not you bring them up from the background and allow yourself to be able to monitor your own activities based off of these file log and index logs that they have lurking in the background. Talk about your creepers. So that's been good. And one of the things that I've been thinking about probably today and yesterday, went out to the movies with my boy, and we're talking about a lot of different things, but one of the interesting things that I was talking to him about was the difference between the scientist and the preacher. And this is not about an analytical or theological debate. It's just that understanding that with ourselves, the scientist is never certain, and the preacher is never curious. And like I said, this has nothing to do with religion per se. It's just about, as we grab information, if you're not getting information that challenges you to re-evaluate your belief systems, then how are you able to grow? Because there's so much information, especially in the social media era, where things are just reaffirming what you might already believe. And the whole time there's algorithms out there that are designed to just reaffirm what you're believing. And if that's the case, you could be reaffirmed on something that might not necessarily be right, or might have been right at one time, but your system should be evolving. And instead of worrying about right and wrong, I've tried to move myself in the direction of becoming less wrong. And I like when things make me have to reevaluate my whole belief system. That allows me to grow. Like, it was shocking for them, I believe, when they realized that the earth wasn't flat. And still people believe that, but that's y'all space. But to have that core foundation rocked, the more you can have assumptions and things like that dispelled and disproven, the closer you can get to a truth. And one of the things that I do like, with my boy, he has his master's in physics. So you can't prove something true. You can only prove something false. So a falsehood could be absolute, but truth is relative. So there could be something that could be more true, which would make something else, less true. So it's just interesting with that. So that's kind of my little talk for tonight. And I'll be looking forward to doing this with the more structured system after we get back from our next week activities. Okay, take care. Have a wonderful weekend and have a magnificent Monday. Take care.